Hello, Rabbit class. It's Miss Higby. Hopefully you haven't forgotten my face. It is the 20th of April today, and I'm here making this video for you because I thought I'd just pop on to say hi and also to read to you a little bit, because I know last term lots of you were absolutely desperate to read this. And I made you wait, and now we're not in school, so I thought I would pop on, make a video, and hopefully each day read you a little bit of book number 4 in the Royal Rabbits of London series. And I know that lots of you will be so excited to listen to this, so we shall begin in a moment. Before we do, I just want to say that I hope you are all keeping safe and well. I have been out and about today delivering some things to some of you, so it's super lovely to see all of you today. I will be back out tomorrow, popping around town and dropping off a few more treats. So if I haven't seen you today, don't worry, your treat is on its way. So I think we should begin. So here we are. The Royal Rabbits of London, The Hunt with a Golden Carrot. Okay, I hope that you're sat comfortably. Maybe you're in your pyjamas. Okay, so at the start of every book we just have some words to remind us. So we've got a buck is a male rabbit, a bumpkin is a country rabbit, a bunny is a young rabbit, a doe is a female rabbit, a hopster is a large, strong and clever rabbit, and a thumper is a special forces commando rabbit. Okay, are you ready? Chapter 1. Deep beneath the staterooms of Buckingham Palace, in the secret headquarters of the Royal Rabbits of London, Shiloh awoke with a start. He didn't rub his eyes sleepily, as he usually did, and he didn't yawn. He sat bolt upright as if his body had been seized by an electric shock. "Today I'm going home!" he cried with excitement, jumping on the mattress and breaking into an excited dance. He bounced up and down so energetically that his big floppy ears flapped about his head like clumsy wings. "Today I'm going home! Today I'm going home!" he sang, kicking out his big feet and wiggling his fluffy tail. And there's a picture there for you to have a look at. And Shiloh jumping on his bed. It was late summer, and Shiloh hadn't seen his mother since spring. The thought of being with her again filled him with happiness. The little bumpkin has left his home in haste to warn the royal rabbits of a plot to harm the Queen. And there had been no time to say goodbye to any of his family. He never imagined that a weak and feeble bunny like him would then be invited to join the elite organisation of rabbits who are sworn to protect the royal family and handle threats to British security. But it was true. He really was a royal rabbit. Shiloh briefly thought of his brother, Maximilian, and his 5 other siblings who had always cruelly teased him. He was sure things would be different on his return home. He wouldn't let them bully him any more. Not now he was a brave knight of the crown. A moment later, his bedroom door opened and Belle de Paul appeared in a pink nightdress decorated with shiny silver sequins. Her soft amber fur was standing on end because she had just got out of bed. Unlike little Shiloh, she was rubbing her eyes and yawning sleepily. "Ooh la la," she murmured in her soft French accent, realising why Shiloh was bouncing on the bed. "You're leaving the Grand Borough today." Shiloh stopped bouncing and hopped lightly onto the floor. "I can almost smell the sweet scents of the forest," he told her happily, pressing a paw to his chest, where his heart was swelling with longing. Harvest will be finished, and the fields will be full of spilled grain and discarded corn for us to collect. Mother makes the very best corn and barley stew. Beldapore smiled at the little bunny, of whom she had grown so fond, and reached out to straighten the red eye patch he wore to cure his squint. "We will miss you," she murmured, patting him gently. "You have not been with the royal rabbits for long, but you are one of us now. And don't tell the others, but in my opinion, you are the cleverest of the team." "We've had lots of adventures together, haven't we?" Shiloh said proudly, recalling the time that they had sneaked into the Queen's private apartments to return the precious Siberian diamond, and had nearly been eaten by corgis. Who'd have imagined that a simple country bumpkin would have an adventure like that? "And we will have many more when you come back to us, but remember, you must keep our organization secret," she warned him gravely. "No one must know." "But what will I tell my family?" Shiloh asked. His mother was aware that he was a royal rabbit because he'd sent her the medal he'd earned for his first mission, and Shiloh's old friend Horatio had then told her the truth about Shiloh's whereabouts. Horatio had stressed that she must keep all of that a secret. But now Shiloh wondered where the rest of his family thought he was. How was he going to explain his absence to them? Belle picked up his paw and turned it over to reveal the badge. The red palm that was the special mark of a royal rabbit. She murmured thoughtfully. Then her brown eyes lit up with an idea. "You will tell them that you work on a beetroot farm. That is why your paw is red." Shiloh grinned and gazed at her with affection. "I think you're the cleverest of the team," he said. "That is why you are so dear to me, Shiloh," she laughed. "Because you never doubt me. Now hurry and get rest so you can make the journey home." After dressing and feasting on a carrot and celery smoothie sprinkled with watercress and a large slice of lettuce with honey, Shiloh hopped down the winding corridors of the Grand Burrow to the war room for the usual morning meeting with Nelson, the Generalissimo. As he reached the big double doors, Frisbee, the plump white rabbit whose ceremonial red and gold uniform stretched over her round belly and who flaunted her title of Major Domo, as if she was the most important rabbit in the Grand Burrow, barred his way with her gold bejewelled staff. "There's something very odd going on in there," she whispered to Shiloh, twitching her nose and narrowing her eyes. "Very odd indeed. I'd come back later if I were you." "I'm sure I can handle it," Shiloh declared, putting on an important voice. He might not have been as strong as the 4 very high-ranking Hopster rabbits, Clooney, Zeno, Laser, and Beldapore, but he was still a royal rabbit and always tried to act like a Hopster, even when he didn't really feel like one. "Now, please let me in, or I'll be late for the meeting." Frisbee clicked her tongue and huffed. "Don't say I didn't warn you." Reluctantly, she opened the door and announced the little bunny. Shiloh was surprised to see that the Generalissimo was not at his desk or leaning over the map table. He was on the floor, on all 4 paws, with his tail in the air, and the Hopster rabbits around him didn't seem worried that their elderly leader was in such an undignified position. In fact, besides Laser, the straight-talking American doe, who was standing over the Generalissimo, giving instructions of some kind, none of them even seemed to have noticed. Clooney, the dapper and handsome buck, was lounging on the sofa in his immaculately pressed black tuxedo, crisp white shirt, and scarlet bow tie, stroking his whiskers. Beldapore, who was usually at the periscopes, looking into the rims of Buckingham Palace above them, was arranging the feather fascinator on her head in front of a large gilt mirror. Studying the map table was Zeno, the enormous black and muscly marshal of the Thumpers, the highly trained fighter rabbits. Old Horatio, Nelson's battle-ravaged brother, missing most of his left ear and sporting a long scar down one cheek, was sitting in an armchair with the stump of his lost hind paw resting on a stool, reading a book. "Push your heels towards the ground, Generalissimo," said Liza, putting her paws on her hips and tapping the whip in her belt. The red, white, and blue fur on her arms, dyed in the stars and stripes of the American flag, shone brightly in the lamplight. Shiloh hopped over. "May I ask what you're doing?" he murmured softly, assuming that if none of the hopsters thought it was peculiar, then neither should he. Frisbee was clearly overreacting. "Humans call it yoga," said Liza in her American drawl, "but I like to call it Benny Bunnies." She grinned at Shiloh, revealing a gold tooth. "The Generalissimo has a bad back. He's getting older and—" "Steady!" growled Nelson. "Sorry, Generalissimo, but royal rabbits gotta stay healthy." Nelson pushed himself up with a great deal of huffing and puffing. Liza handed him his walking stick, and he took a moment to steady himself. Standing with your head upside down can make you very dizzy. "If I remember rightly, today is the day you're heading home for a week's leave." He looked down at Shiloh with his kind old eyes. "Now, I need to tell you 3 important things before you go." Shiloh gazed up at him, one ear flopping over his eye patch, because Nelson's face was very serious, and when Nelson got serious, Shiloh got a little nervous. After all, the Royal Rabbits are a secret order dedicated to fighting evil across the world. So Shiloh guessed he was about to face some kind of challenge, like duelling with the foul ratsies, defeating the Russian minks, meeting the foxes in the Fox Club, or heading off to Hampstead to find a white tiger. His stomach made a funny gurgling noise. Definitely not hunger this time. 1. Don't forget who you are. You're a royal rabbit who has earned his place among our secret order. 2. You are braver than you know. 3. Don't get too comfortable up there in the countryside. We want you back in 7 days. To help watch over the King and Queen of Holland's state visit next week. And 4, added Horatio, hobbling across the room on his walking stick, life is an adventure. Anything in the world is possible. By will and by luck. With a moist carrot and a wet nose and a slice of mad courage. He pulled the little bumpkin into his arms, and a lump formed in Shiloh's throat because, as happy as he was to be going home, he was sad to be leaving too. And there we go, that is the end of chapter 1. So I hope that you enjoyed the first chapter. I am looking forward to seeing what happens next in the Royal Rabbits story. And before I go, I do have to say a really special thank you to the publishers of the book, Simon & Schuster's in the UK, for giving me special permission to read this story and to record me reading it, and also to the authors Santa and Simon Montefiore, who also said that they would be very happy for me to read The Royal Rabbits of London to Rabbit class. I will be back tomorrow with the next chapter of the story. Make sure that you tell your friends if they don't know about this. Please share it with everybody, and keep safe, take care, and I look forward to speaking to you all tomorrow. Bye.